Hello and welcome to United Together. I'm Gary Ingolstadt, proud member of the United Methodist Communities Foundation team. It's been a challenging few months, but we hope that this show contributes to the good news that's happening. And we've got a theme with our show today, all about communications, how critical that is, and some of the innovative things that are happening to help residents and family members touch base. Now, our resident spotlight takes us to up north, and we have a resident at Bristol Glen. His name is William Gray. And to tell a little story about the communication improvements that between Mr. Gray and his family is his daughter, Pat Redline. Pat, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi.
So tell us a little bit about your dad. How long has he been a resident at Bristol Glen?
Dad came about 3 years ago. He's been very happy there. He's actually from the community. He was a veterinarian in the community, and he was on a lot of boards. He's enjoyed a lot of friendships since he was a little boy, with people that are there. It's a very nice thing.
How has your family been doing during COVID?
Thankfully, knock on wood, we have a big family and everyone is well. We're all doing our due diligence to do what's advised, everything is good.
What has your experience been so far with eversound?
There was a day where I went to the window. The person at the desk, Patty, offered me this new technology. She said, "Would you like to try this?" She put these earphones on my dad and fine-tuned it so he could hear. I had this little microphone that I could speak into, and he could hear very well. And he was so happy, and I was so happy and relieved because even through the mask, I could talk to him at a normal volume, and he could hear me, and the communication was effortless. It was just very natural, and the struggle was taken out of it. It was a struggle because he couldn't read my lips, right, and I couldn't understand how much he was understanding or hearing or seeing. And the impulse would be to try to pull the mask down and try it again, and all that was erased. That struggle was not there anymore. It's just natural conversation.
That's great. We thank you for your story because it's been obviously tough for family members and very difficult for residents, but it's good to have these little glimmers of hope where either through technology or through some incredible things that our associates are doing at the communities, some barriers have been gotten out of the way.
Yes, it's a great thing. Yeah.
Any last words about the team at Bristol Glen?
Everyone has been very supportive. They've been loving. They've checked in. A lot of people just pop in and just take a look at them, because, we can't go in there at the moment. And, I feel like the things he's needed a little more assistance with or whatever, people are so happy to help him. And really, I feel like he's being taken care of well, and he feels safe and comfortable, and he has a lot of community there.
I have to tell you, this is one of the best good news stories we've heard so far. So thank you so much, Pat, for sharing it with us. We hope you continue to have great interactions with your dad.
Stay well.
Okay. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. So we're breaking all the rules today. We have not one, but two resident spotlights. And our second resident spotlight takes us to our community in Pittman, New Jersey. And we're very happy to have with us Kathy Burkowski to tell us a special story about her mom, Blanche. Kathy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gary.
Tell us a little bit about your mom.
My mom is Blanche Smurl, and she's been a resident at Pittman for about 18 months now. She loves it there, but COVID has been hard on her because we have a very large family. She had visitors 5, 6, 7 times a week. So lockdown has been difficult for her. This was my trying to figure out how do we have video with her without having to constantly ask the staff for their help with Zoom or FaceTime, with my mom not being very technologically savvy.
So how did you do your homework? Where did you look?
I have a son who is an assistant professor at the California State University in Camarillo, and he has his PhD in seniors and technology and whether there's a health benefit. So I kind of spoke with him a few times, like, what can I do? How can I make this so that it'll work for Graham? There were so many things that she had to push a button or needed to talk to Alexa, and I was worried about that. So one day I just thought, you know what? I'm going to dig and dig and dig, and there's got to be something out there. And I found a local, not local to us, but a local US news agency that put a video on of, if your person has no ability, try this. If your person's mid, try this. If your person is advanced, try this. And the ViewClix was on there. I had never heard of it. And I went to their website, reviewed it, sent it to my son, sent it to my siblings. Like, I think this is going to work for mom. And I ordered it. We have a large family. My mother has many grandchildren, great grandchildren. I had everybody test it. So basically, it's a digital frame that has Wi-Fi capability.
Okay.
I can call the frame. I can set it so that my mother doesn't even have to push a button. It's on auto answer. We can call the frame, speak to my mom, but when we're not having that conversation, we can all download new pictures to it every day if we want. So she's constantly seeing new pictures of the kids, the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren. She loves it. But
Wow.
she'll say to me, like the other day, oh, I saw the picture of JJ eating cheese doodles, like Justin from your building was so helpful of how to get this set up because it wasn't compatible to the Wi-Fi. So then I had to get Xfinity to come in and put a private line in, which he helped me with, and even helped me like figure out what kind of stand to put it on. He even took a picture of the back of it for me to say, okay, you can get something with this many screws. And he even sent me links to what he was talking about, the kind of almost like a monitor stand for it. And, I ran and ordered that, got it, delivered it, and he hooked those up for me. And I thanked him so many times profusely. Now, my mom is hard of hearing, so she has an issue hearing it. So the way we've solved it is we call my mom on the landline, talk to her on the landline, and she just turns to the digital frame. So we do it that way. If my mom wasn't hard of hearing, you wouldn't need that.
It sounds like the answer to your prayers.
Yes, it is. It is. Everybody is so happy with being able to do it. And it gives her that connection with all of us. And for us, because we can do it on whatever device we're on, our phones, our iPads, our computers, she can then be still involved in other family activities that are going on. Like, if somebody's having a birthday or somebody, it really keeps her connected. And a nice other feature is that because it auto answers, I was concerned about my mom's privacy. I control the camera, the ability to call it by setting hours so that it specifically goes on at a certain time in the morning and off at a certain time at night. And
I'm curious if other residents have become aware of it, and it might be a very popular feature at the community.
Oh, I know some other people, when it was happening, I sent the brochure to some people in the administration and the instructions, and that's what they said. They think that when other people find out about it, they're going to say to their family, like, hey, I think I want one of those.
Your ability to communicate with your mom, not just you, but your entire family, is extremely heartwarming. We really thank you for sharing a feel-good story at a time when we need more and more feel-good stories.
Yes, we do.
Thank you so much for being a part of our show. It was great having you.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Bye-bye. And now it's time for our Daisy of the Day. And We have a special guest today. You know, we're located here in Neptune, New Jersey, in Monmouth County, just down the street from the Atlantic Ocean. And we've reached out to one of our neighboring Catholic churches, and Father Chris Dayton from St. Rose in Belmar is here to give us the daisy of the day. Father Chris?
The past 6 months have been an extraordinary time for all of us. It's forced all of us to utilize new and advanced ways of communication and staying in touch. We know that since the beginning, God has said that it is not good for man to be alone. The Church teaches us that we're all called to God Himself. There is a certain resemblance between the unity of the divine persons and the fraternity of that which we are trying to establish among ourselves in truth and in love. Love of neighbor is inseparable from love for God. The human person needs to have companionship. Society is not a useless addition to our lives, but a requirement of our nature. Through the exchange with others, mutual service and dialogue with our family and friends, we develop our potential. Therefore, in any way we can, whether it be a hello to someone walking by, or a phone call, or a video call with family or friends, we must cherish our times together. All of this brings us back to that moment in which we are called to God. Our prayer, our communication with God and with others all bring us to this moment of unity. So as we continue to adjust to this modern way of staying in touch, may we always be comforted by the joy in seeing God in our neighbor and in those who care for us and in those who love us.
Thanks, Father Chris, for those inspirational words. Thanks for joining us today. And everybody, let's stay united together.